What if Anakin Skywalker killed Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar? Let's explore the depths of it in the video. Catch part 2 of this video over on Blasters Banthas Cantina. The link will be in the description and the pinned comment.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate my power.
Obi-Wan raised his saber, bracing, but this time Anakin was faster, stronger. As Obi-Wan attempted to strike down, Anakin jumped higher, evading his strike and twisting midair, angling his blade low. A precise slash, not wild, not emotional, but calculated. His saber carved a red-hot arc across Obi-Wan's midsection. The Jedi Master froze, eyes wide. He crumpled with a gasp as his lightsaber rattled. His body hit black sand, hard. Anakin landed beside him, expression cold, breath ragged. For a long, burning moment, nothing. Then Obi-Wan moved, barely.
You were the chosen one. I am. I brought peace, justice. I ended the war.
He stepped forward. Obi-Wan tried to speak again, but Anakin ignited his saber without hesitation and drove it clean through his chest. The light in Obi-Wan's eyes faded. The Jedi Master was dead. A sudden, sharp gasp broke the silence. Anakin turned. Padme stood near the ramp of the ship, one trembling hand pressed to her mouth. Her other hand clutched her abdomen protectively. She had regained consciousness just in time to witness it. Her voice shattered the last sliver of humanity in the air. She stumbled backward, shaking her head. Anakin's blade deactivated. He took a step toward her, chest heaving.
No. You killed him.
Padme, he would have killed me. He was going to destroy everything we built. Everything I did. For you.
This wasn't for me. You turned against everything we believe in. You killed Obi-Wan.
He stood in the way. They all did. But we can still fix this. Together.
I don't even know who you are.
That broke something. Anakin's breath grew heavier. His hand twitched at his side.
I did it for us. So you wouldn't die. You'll understand. In time.
No.
She turned to run, stumbling toward the ship. The moment her back turned, Anakin's hand lifted. The Force surged. Padme gasped as invisible fingers coiled around her throat. Her feet left the ground. She kicked helplessly, clawing at her neck. Her wide, terrified eyes locked onto Anakin's.
Annie?
She collapsed. Anakin released her the moment her body went limp, and she crumpled beside the boarding ramp, unconscious. Silence again, broken only by the hiss of lava below and Anakin's ragged breathing. His face contorted. Anger, despair, panic flickered in his eyes like lightning behind clouds. A shadow fell over the platform. The Chancellor's shuttle descended, sleek, dark, and deathly quiet. Anakin turned slowly as the ramp descended.
I expected nothing less, Lord Vader. Your victory is complete.
She wasn't supposed to see.
She will come to understand. She must. You have ensured peace. You have eliminated the last of the Jedi.
She hates me.
Not hate. Fear. Confusion. But love endures, if properly guided.
Anakin didn't answer. His gaze drifted toward Obi-Wan's crumpled form. Not triumph, only silence. Palpatine's smile faded slightly.
We must leave this place. The Jedi are finished, but their legacy lingers like a rot. We must cleanse it. Together. Bring her. She must live.
Anakin hesitated, then moved. He lifted Padme gently, cradling her against his chest. Her breath was faint, but present. The ship's interior cast cold white light over them as he boarded. Behind them, Obi-Wan's body smoldered on the black shore of Mustafar. The last of the Jedi had fallen, and with him, so too did the hope of the Republic. The shuttle descended into Coruscant's night, blanketed by the shadows of a dying democracy. Skies once alive with traffic and freedom now glowed with the red eyes of Republic gunships, transformed overnight into agents of the Empire. Inside the Grand Republic Medical Pavilion, silence hung heavy. While lights buzzed softly overhead, medical droids worked in hushed precision. while Anakin stood just beyond the glass, arms crossed, face unreadable. Inside the room, Padme, pale, breathing shallow. Bandages wrapped gently across her neck. Her belly swelled still, life inside her refusing to surrender. Palpatine stood beside Anakin, his voice low and cold.
She clings to life. Remarkable. Her will to survive.
She's strong. She'll live.
Yes, but you must be strong for her, my apprentice. The galaxy will test you, doubt you, betray you. Even she may doubt you in time, but you must remain focused, detached from weakness. Only then can you ensure the survival of your new empire and your son.
Son?
Palpatine raised a hand. A hollow screen blinked to life. An infant boy, crying softly as a droid wrapped him in sterile white.
He lives, a healthy boy, born of strength, born of destiny.
Padme. She was able to deliver a child in that state?
Yes, barely. The trauma was considerable, but the boy survived. Only one survived.
Only one?
Twins. But birthing another child would have complicated things. Only the boy. You must raise him carefully. One day he may inherit everything we've built.
Anakin turned back to the glass, staring through it, into shadows only he could see. Far away, deep in the galaxy, Yoda meditates. He is worried. He had felt the tremor, the fall of Obi-Wan, the silence of the Force.
Failed. I have.
Back on Coruscant, the Senate chamber rang with thunderous applause. The Emperor, once a mere chancellor, stood before the crowd, arms raised.
The attempt on my life has left me scarred, but I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger. From the ashes of treason, we rise anew. The Jedi have been purged. The Clone Wars have ended. The Republic is now reorganized into the First Galactic Empire.
A deafening roar. Only a few did not stand. Among them, Senator Bail Organa, seated in silent horror, gripping the edge of his chair as if to remain upright against a collapsing world. He turned to Mon Mothma, who sat beside him, expression pale.
This isn't war. This was an execution.
We're too late.
There's no proof. No witnesses. No Jedi left to speak.
Then we wait. And listen. And remember.
Elsewhere, in the shadows, deep beneath the Imperial Palace, a hidden chamber flickered with soft red light. A cradle sat nestled within. Inside, a child. A girl, wrapped in silence. A woman in black robes. A handmaiden once loyal to Padme, gently watched over her. Her eyes were sad. Her voice was low.
Your mother wanted to protect you. So I will.
The child stirred. From the darkness, a familiar shadow entered. Palpatine. He said nothing, only looked at the girl, long and cold. Behind his expression, cunningness, as always.
Why? Why can't the mother know?
Some truths must remain buried, my child.
He turned away. Leia remained in the shadows, unclaimed, unnamed, hidden from her brother and her father. But Mote had made up her mind to help Padme, to get her out. Anakin knelt in the private tower where Padme and Luke were kept. Luke asleep in his arms. Padme was nearby but barely conscious at the time. He traced the child's brow with a gloved finger, eyes dark and far away.
I will make this galaxy safe for you. I will never fail you, like they failed me.
His voice was low and broken, but Palpatine's words still echoed. Only one survived. Just as Padme tried to talk to him, he handed Luke to her and left without saying a word. Coruscant blazed with banners bearing the symbol of the Empire. Where once stood Jedi statues, now loomed stormtrooper patrols, parading under the watchful eye of a new regime. And at its heart, Anakin Skywalker. No longer hiding in shadows, he stood beside the Emperor on the steps of the newly renamed Imperial Palace, Clad in black robes, eyes like twin suns choked with smoke, Anakin was no longer Jedi, no longer apprentice. He was Darth Vader, not yet machine, but a man ablaze with wrath and certainty. The crowd cheered. Palpatine's voice rang out.
Citizens of the Empire, the traitorous Jedi are extinguished, and from their ashes, a guardian has risen. My enforcer, my protector, Darth Vader. Treat his words as if they come from me.
Anakin said nothing. He looked over the thousands below, searching for something he could no longer name. Far from the public eye, in a private tower shrouded in shadow, Padme Amidala stared out across the skyline. Her once shining eyes were dull now, hollowed by betrayal. The news of the Jedi Temple's massacre had reached her, the whispers that Anakin had led the attack. But worse than the rumors was the silence. He hadn't spoken to her in weeks. She looked down at the infant in her arms, Luke, his eyes still bright, still innocent.
You won't grow up in this world. Not like this.
Mote approaches cautiously. She was just going to tell her about Leia. But how could she? Palpatine has threatened her. She remembered the voice. Some truths must remain buried. Padme looked at her, waiting for her to say something.
The freighter is ready. You leave tonight.
What? I can't. If he finds out, then?
If you don't, sooner or later, you're going to die. He has no interest in you. All he wants is the child. That is why you're still alive. To take care of Luke.
But
There's no time. You need to make a decision right now.
Padme nodded. A tear traced her cheek, but the escape never happened. Vader arrived before sunset. The blast doors opened with a hiss as he stepped inside, the force heavy around him. Padme stood, but she handed Luke to Mote for his safety. She knows what comes next.
Anakin.
Don't call me that. Were you going to run?
To protect our son.
You still think I'm the danger?
You are the danger. You killed Obi-Wan. You hunted your own brothers. This Empire. It's your doing.
I did it for us. For peace. Don't you see? The Jedi betrayed everything. They tried to kill the Chancellor.
You became everything you swore to destroy.
They turned you against me.
No. You did that yourself.
Silence!
The room trembled as the force built between them. Anakin's rage burned through his restraint. A wave of energy lashed out from him, uncontrolled, not meant to strike her, but it did. Padme hit the wall hard, her body crumpling to the floor. Mote is still and silent due to the events. The baby cried. Anakin froze. Time fractured. He dropped to his knees beside her, shaking her gently. Meanwhile, Mote ran with Luke. Anakin has no knowledge of what is going on around him. He's just constantly looking at Padme. What has he done?
Padme! No. I didn't mean to.
Blood trailed from the corner of her mouth. Her eyes fluttered, searching his face.
Annie.
Then she was gone. The scream that tore from Anakin Skywalker shattered glass. Outside, storm clouds broke across the Coruscant skyline, as if the Force itself recoiled. He rose, staggering backward, eyes wild. He had nothing left now. No Obi-Wan, no Padme, no redemption. The pain turned inward. With a guttural roar, he unleashed the Force into the walls, crushing durasteel, imploding windows, twisting architecture around him in a fit of grief-fueled destruction. Sparks rained. Fire bloomed. Flesh burned. The man who was Skywalker crumpled amid the wreckage, broken by his own hand. Palpatine arrived at the ruins, led by royal guards and medical droids. They found Anakin's body, charred, breathing shallow. The guard recoiled. Palpatine raised a hand.
Bring him.
Deep within the Emperor's private facility, a lab hidden below the Senate district, Anakin was rebuilt. Not healed, not saved. Vader's voice cracks through the vocoder.
Where is Padme?
You killed her in your anger.
Vader's silent. His mechanical fists tighten, crushing part of the bed frame.
The child.
A tragedy. Neither survived.
A long silence. Vader stares into nothing. Palpatine steps closer.
But their dreams are not in vain. Through loss, you are reborn. Through sacrifice, we bring peace.
The Sith Lord places a hand on the transparisteel, like a priest at a shrine.
Let the past die, my friend. There is only a new empire now.
Elsewhere, Bail Organa moved quickly. He'd intercepted a fragmented transmission from Mote, scrambled, desperate, but just clear enough. Coordinates, a plea. Padme's escape had failed, but something in Mote's voice carried more than fear. It carried purpose. He followed the signal and arrived on Coruscant under diplomatic cover. Smoke still lingered in the air. The remains of the skirmish, charred metal, shattered crates, blast marks, spoke of violence and urgency. And then he saw her, Mote clutching something to her chest. The moment she saw Bail, her knees buckled in relief. She didn't speak, only held out the small bundle in her arms. A child, Luke, wrapped in a faded Naboo shawl, his cries soft but insistent, unaware of the fire that had nearly consumed his life before it began.
I couldn't save her. I couldn't. Padme, he.
You saved him. That's enough.
Mote nodded through tears, brushing a trembling hand across the infant's cheek.
He can't know. Not now. Not until the galaxy has a chance to breathe again.
Bail didn't answer, but in his silence he accepted the burden. The Empire would rise. The Jedi were gone, but this child, this boy, was the last hope Padme had left behind. They parted quietly. Mote disappeared into the shadows, her fate uncertain, her loyalty eternal. Bail lifted him gently.
It's all right. You're safe now.
He turned to his pilot.
We take him to Alderaan. No records, no traces, no questions.
The pilot nodded. Bail looked once more into the boy's face. So familiar, so dangerous. Meanwhile, Palpatine stood before a cold observation chamber. Inside, a small crib. Leia, still alive, still hidden. Mos Amata approached quietly.
What shall we do with the girl?
She is a contingency. A piece yet unplayed.
The father suspects
nothing. He believes she perished.
Should we destroy the records?
No. Bury them. Deep. Who knows what good they bring in the future?
He walked away. Leia remained in the shadows, her future unknown. Vader stood on the bridge of a Star Destroyer, gazing into the void. The stars stretched before him, cold, vast, unfeeling. Behind him, a captain approached cautiously.
Lord Vader, the last Jedi outposts have fallen. No survivors.
Vader did not respond. The officer hesitated.
Your orders, my lord.
Begin orbital bombardment.
As the man left, Vader reached into his cloak, produced a small object. A Japor snippet, burned around the edges, all that remained of Padme. His breath echoed, mechanical, endless, alone. 10 years later. The galaxy belonged to the Empire now. Order reigned, not through peace, but through silence, control, and fear. Dissent still stirred on Outer Rim worlds, but without the Jedi or any organized resistance, these sparks never caught fire. The Emperor's word had become law, and Darth Vader was its blade. By now, the name Anakin Skywalker had all but vanished from the records, erased from history. Only a select few, Palpatine, Yoda in exile, Bail Organa, knew the truth of what he had become. Even fewer dared speak it. Vader's legacy was built not on origins, but on consequence. Entire systems had learned to fear the sound of his arrival. His name alone could end negotiations, erase hope. And yet, even beneath the armor and the breath that echoed with mechanical certainty, something had never fully settled within him. A hollow ache, buried so deep he couldn't even name it. He told himself it was power unfulfilled. But sometimes, when passing through crowds, his eyes would linger on children, on families, on young faces that reminded him of the things he tried to burn away. Then, during an Imperial function on Coruscant, it happened. A diplomatic summit, staged mostly for appearances, had gathered planetary leaders and honored youth from across the core worlds. Among them, Palpatine had arranged a surprise announcement. the formal introduction of his own heir. She was only 10 years old, small, poised beyond her years, but with a fire in her eyes that no one had prepared for. Her name was Leia. She wore regal black and red, her posture upright and proud as she was presented beside the throne in the grand convocation chamber. When she looked across the room, her gaze didn't flicker like the others. She didn't flinch at the rows of officers, nor at the murmurs of senators wondering where this child had come from, and she certainly didn't flinch when she looked directly at Vader. Their eyes met, only for a moment, but it stopped him. He wasn't prepared for it. It was not foresight. It was not prophecy. It was something older. Instinct. A tug. Something familiar. Behind the visor, behind the breath, behind the layers of pain and suppression, something whispered in him. Not words, just a knowing. She is not what they say she is. Palpatine's voice boomed through the chamber, the familiar, calculated tones soothing over any unrest.
As the Empire continues its glorious expansion, it is only right that legacy be preserved. I present to you Leia, my daughter by right of adoption and legacy. She will be trained, educated, and raised to serve the stability of the future.
A murmur spread across the room. Leia didn't smile. She stood tall, chin lifted, like someone defying the world simply by breathing. Vader tilted his head slightly. When the ceremony ended and the crowds were ushered into reception halls, Vader confronted Palpatine in the shadowed corridors of the Imperial Spire.
You never mentioned a daughter.
There was no need, was there? She is symbolic. The people crave continuity. This placates them.
Vader stepped forward, the low growl of his respirator slicing through the air.
She is strong in the Force.
Many children are. That alone does not make them important.
She looked at me.
And what did you see, my friend?
Vader said nothing. Palpatine approached slowly.
She is nothing to you. A symbol. A child. I resurrected her from Alderaan's failing bloodlines. Took her in as a gesture of goodwill. That is all, my friend. Do not chase ghosts, Lord Vader. You've burned them all.
The moment passed. The silence between them was not just political. It was strategic. Vader could not prove what he sensed. And even if he did, what would he do? He had believed Luke dead. And Padme. He had killed her with his own hand. And now, a girl with eyes like hers, fire like his, stood beneath the banner of the Empire he helped build. But he turned away, just as he had before.
As you command, my master.
He left the chamber. He never asked about Leia again, but Palpatine watched him go, eyes narrowed slightly. He had seen the tremor, felt the ripple in the Force. He would need to keep them separated. Always. Leia was already growing into something dangerous, sharp-minded, willful, rebellious in ways he hadn't predicted. She was the key to everything, and even Palpatine didn't know yet whether she would destroy him or carry his legacy further than Vader ever could. For now, he let the illusion stand. She would be shaped, molded, or, if needed, erased. The man once known as Anakin Skywalker would never know the truth. The Empire endured, unchallenged, but somewhere across the stars, a boy dreamed of fire, and a name he didn't yet know. The galaxy had chosen silence, but the Force had not. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you'd like to join us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.